This is probably not uncommon to most of us. We like to look at the bike, study the bike, think about things we could do to change and modify the bike. We dive in, we get stuck, and then it rests like it is right now. All right, so if you're new here, maybe you've never seen this bike before. This is a 1981 Honda GL500. It used to have all of the top tour pack, had saddlebags, big fairing. We took all that stuff off. We were really going gung-ho, and then since the fairing had all the electronics in it, it had the headlight and the turn signals, all that's gone. Tour pack, all that big rack, that's all gone. So putting all that back together with some new controls stumbled me up. We got this side fixed. We don't have this side. This is the side with the headlight and the turn signals. So we need to get that fixed. That's one of the biggest things that why this thing's sat. It runs great. It sounds amazing. But it just lost interest in it. And unfortunate, that's what's happened. So if you are new to the channel and you haven't ever seen this bike before, go back, watch some of the previous stuff to see how we got to here. Now, let's dive in, take a closer look to this. Unfortunately, if you made it this far in this video, there is not a lot of action in this. It's just a lot of talking. So if that bores you, go ahead and click off. That's fine. Thanks for stopping by. Now, for those of you who want to stay, let's check this thing out. Well, this is where we got stuck. And as you can see, we've got some new connections in here. That's kind of running up here, the left side. For the starter, all that works. It does start and run and ride. As you can see, we've done some custom work to the exhaust. It is fully just straight piped. And it's got these cool exhaust tips that kind of make it even a deeper, more growly noise, which I really, really like. There's a bit of dirt and grime. Overall, the engine does look pretty good. We did take off the clutch cover when we did an oil change. Took a look at the springs. Those are all really, really good still. Up in here underneath, haven't done a whole lot. We did replace the gaskets on the water lines. We were leaking out of this side, actually on the top. You can kind of see it in there, that side, coming into that elbow. So we got that straightened away. So some of the things that I don't like. Are you ready for this? Whoosh, look at this mess. These are all the connectors back to the original starter relay, CDI stuff, rectifier, this turn signal, flasher relay, that's gonna have to go, and we're gonna probably have LED flashlights, flashers, indicators. I really liked what I did here with the frame coming up, and I wanted to keep that nice and clear and even with the pipes. Now I don't like it. Partly because, as you see, I got my battery just resting there in a swing arm. I originally had the battery tucked up underneath here. Had it in a cool little box because when we took the H pipe out, we had this connector and this connector with that one over there. Had a nice little 3-point way to put that in. That worked really well until you try to take it out and it's just locked in there. You gotta take the bolts out. It didn't really want to slide down. Or maybe my box I built was just sucky. I don't know. But we're not doing that anymore. Okay, we're gonna take this tray out. I never really liked how I welded this in. I always thought it looked pretty shabby. I don't think it needs to be flat anymore. So I think we're gonna come down along this pipe to about to where we have the exhaust mount. And then we're gonna start following this pipe and coming down. I don't think we're gonna come into this whole gap area. I don't think we need to, but I am going to fabricate something cool to cover up this triangle. I think that's gonna be pretty sweet looking. So all this mess and a new place to put the battery. I think the battery we're gonna stick up here and we're gonna have a little bit of a hump coming in into where the seat is. And I think we're gonna have the seat kind of rise up on the tank a little bit. So that's the plan kind of for this area. And that's, I say, oh, that's just the plan. Yeah, but that is probably the most complicated part of this whole build for me so far. And that's why we stopped. But we're gonna get through it and we'll figure this out. All right, guys, so kind of short and sweet today, just kind of overview about where we are with the GL500, why we stopped, and what we got to do to move forward. A lot of the electrical work, I don't think I'm going to record. Oh man, nothing like getting scared to death by the air compressor kicking off. Jeez, that was a shock. Wow, so where were we? Right, I think we were just kind of discussing what's going to happen next with this bike and why it got stopped. I think it's been clear. I got stumbled up on electronic stuff. But we're moving forward and we're going to finish this thing. Kind of giving myself a deadline, and I'm going to keep that to myself in case it's a rolling deadline. But I'm pretty sure this bike will be done in a couple of months. But really, if you kind of break it down, there really isn't that much left. I mean, we've got to figure out all this stupid wires. We need a headlight and some turn signals. Then we need to rip all this stuff off, clean up all my crappy welds, and paint the thing. Give it a good clean, and put it all back together. Oh, we gotta build a seat. That's gonna be another chore. Forgot that. Ew. That'll be fun. That'll be something new. We haven't played a lot with fiberglass, and so we're gonna do some of that, making a little seat cowl and into a seat. We're not gonna go complicated on the seat, but that'll be fun. So I think that's enough of me talking today. This was just a real quick update to let you know I am doing some work, and I think I'm gonna keep this to myself though. This electronic stuff I think is gonna be extremely difficult for me to get through. It's gonna be a headache, but I'll make it through it, and it's gonna be very boring for you guys. So once all that's done, we'll get back doing this other stuff. Maybe the next time you see this bike will be done. So that'll be really cool. I've said this a couple of times already, but if you are new here, go back. There are quite a bit of videos to get this to the bike to the point that it is right now. And it's kind of neat because it'd be kind of interesting because Chase is now 12, and when we took this bike apart, he was only 9. And yeah, it's kind of neat. That's why I do this, is to keep that time capsule intact. You can go back, you can watch these videos and be like, holy cow, I don't remember him being that small, or like he is now. He's getting to be big, and he's only 12, but he's doing really good. Okay, guys, if you like what you see, leave me a like. If you really like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and there's always going to be more stuff coming. We got a lot of cool things in the works. We've got the seed money. I'm looking at that board right now. We got the C70. We're still waiting on a title. Getting that bike from Kansas has been kind of a pain with some documentation and stuff that we had to do to get a title from that. That's a whole other story. But once we get that, that's going to go up for sale, and we can move on trying to see our progress at getting $6,500 as a target to get something super, super cool. And that's going to be great. I can't wait for it. And now that it's getting closer, it's raining and kind of crappy, snowy, sleeting today. But once it gets warmer, we'll start doing motor vlogs again. That's going to be kind of fun. So, like I said, always something interesting happening here. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Well, I think I covered about everything. We'll see you guys in the next one. Do you think we should start it?